Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down big ideas. Today, we're going to get into something really fascinating, a whole philosophy on what it means to grow as a person and actually contribute to society. And believe it or not, it all kicks off with one pretty wild observation.
So picture this. You've got this speaker. He's on a luxury cruise, the whole 9 yards. But instead of enjoying it, he feels disappointed. And it's not what you'd think. It wasn't the service, the food, none of that.
So what was it? Well, it was about the people. He felt their quality just wasn't there. And he wasn't talking about them being bad people or not successful. He was talking about something way deeper, their whole mindset.
And that one observation, that's the key to everything we're talking about today. It's this idea that even when people have made it, they've got the money, the success, there's still something missing, a sense of purpose that goes beyond just themselves.
He looked around and just saw this energy that was totally self-focused. Everyone was just in their own little bubble of enjoyment. And for him, this wasn't just, a bad vibe. He saw it as a low quality of thought and a huge missed opportunity for all of us.
Okay, so to really get what he means by equality, we have to unpack this core idea from his work. It's called the 30-70 rule. And no, it's not just a math problem. It's this really powerful metaphor for what we're all capable of.
So let's start with the 30%. This is basically the maximum amount of energy you can pull together just from your own personal effort. Think of it like everything you can build on your own on land.
And then there's the other 70%. This represents a totally different kind of energy. It's this massive, untapped power that comes from what the lecture calls the ocean, the collective, the bigger picture, great nature itself.
So let's break that down. You've got these two different ways of operating, right? You can live on land, relying only on your own strength, which, let's be honest, is always going to have a limit. Or you can connect to the ocean and tap into something so much bigger than just you.
Right. So the million-dollar question is, how do you actually get to that massive 70%? Well, this philosophy says the key isn't something you can buy or find. It's inside you. You access the ocean by raising the quality of your own mind.
And when we say quality of thought, it's not about your IQ or your bank account. Not at all. It's about how big your thinking is. Is it all about me? That's a low-quality mindset. But when you start asking, how can what I do help everyone? Well, that's high quality.
And this is where we get their definition of true spirituality. And listen, it's probably not what you're thinking. It's not about chanting or meditating to find your own inner peace. It's about the hard work, the practice of building yourself up specifically so you can be of use to other people.
Now, this next point is really important. The speaker draws a very clear line in the sand here. This kind of inner growth, this true spirituality, has absolutely nothing to do with seeing ghosts or channeling spirits. He's really emphatic that people mix these two up, and he sees that as a huge mistake.
Okay, so now that we've got the definitions down, this is where the philosophy gets really practical. It's not just a bunch of nice ideas. It's a specific mission, a call to action, and it's aimed at some very specific groups of people.
Yep, he calls them out by name: Baby Boomers and Gen X. According to this lecture, these generations have a special, historical mission. Their whole purpose for being here wasn't just to get a good job and a nice house. It was to become social parents, guides for the rest of society.
And this really highlights that shift in thinking, doesn't it? It's about moving past your own individual success story and stepping up to guide the next generation. But, and this is the kicker, you can't do that until you've done the internal work first. You've got to achieve that higher quality of thought for yourself before you can offer anything to anyone else.
So, how do you actually do this? What does it look like in the real world? This brings us to the actual path forward, and it's all about rethinking what it even means to make an impact. If going to a protest or picking up trash isn't the main goal, then what is?
And here's where he really pushes back against the status quo. He says, look, outward acts like volunteering or cleaning up a park, they're nice, they're good things to do, but they aren't the ultimate contribution. The new paradigm, the real game changer, is to focus inward first, build yourself up, and then create something like art or powerful educational content that can elevate everyone's thinking.
So he lays it out in 3 clear steps. It's a roadmap. First, you do the work on yourself. You study, you grow, you raise your internal quality. Second, that work leads to a total shift in your mindset. You start thinking like a social parent. And then, and only then, can you start creating those enlightening works that actually have the power to help society.
And that all leads us to the final, really provocative question that this whole idea is built on.
It forces you to ask yourself, what is the greatest contribution you can make? Is it something you do out in the world, or is it the transformation you achieve inside yourself first?